everyone, welcome to Sojourn Yoga. My name is Claire and today we have a yoga practice for tired legs. So this is great if you're on your feet all day, maybe you're a runner, maybe you're pregnant, or you're chasing a toddler all day long. Any of those things might mean that you need a little sweet relief for those legs. So our practice today will be low to the ground, just focusing on stretching out and releasing some tension from the legs. So find a spot on your mat and we'll get started. So we're gonna start just with a simple seat. So feel free to come down, legs could be crossed or long. Hip bones kind of root down, or sits bones kind of root down into the mat, and your spine can get nice and tall. Feel free to close your eyes. If you've been on the go all day and you're just feeling worn out, just take this time to breathe. So you can just notice your inhales and exhales here. So the breath gently drops in and softly releases. Maybe this is the first time all day you've had a chance to breathe and just not have to do anything else. So soak that up. Sweet, sweet surrender. Maybe just draw your shoulders up to your ears and then slide them down your back. Just feeling your heart lift and your spine get long. Take one more breath in and a breath out. And then from here you can open your eyes. We're just going to bring the legs out long in front and do some windshield wipers. So this is just feet on the floor, knees move side to side. Just a nice way to bring some gentle movement in. Plus you get a little booty massage, which is always a nice surprise. And then once you're feeling good with that, we're going to come forward onto all fours. So just take your time here. Coming with the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees. Finding your tabletop, and you can just press away from the floor to dome your upper back. Toes point straight back here. We'll start with some cat-cows. So inhale, sway your belly toward the ground, look forward. Exhale, scoop your belly round your back and drop your head. Good, just a couple more. Inhale, belly sways, look forward. Exhale, back rounds, head drops. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good, now coming back to your tabletop, we're going to take the right leg, extend it back. You can do a few little seesaws here. Just kind of stretching out through the hamstring. And then we'll bring the right knee forward and we're going to step it all the way up for a low lunge. So here in our low lunge, the knee's right over the ankle. Left knee scoots back. Fingertips can be on either side of the front foot or you can bring them on the inside, so your choice. If the back knee is a little sensitive, you can always fold over your mat or you can grab a pillow, or if you have a foam or a block, feel free. Now just think about drawing your shoulder blades together on your back. You're going to start to feel a nice deep stretch through the left hip flexor. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Good, just one more inhale here. One more exhale. And then from here, we're going to start to shift the hips back. You can walk your hands back to the center of your mat. Bring your right toes up toward the sky, and you're going to feel a stretch through the right hamstring. So if you're like me and your hamstrings are pretty tight, don't worry about it if you've got a big bend in the knee. If the leg can straighten, great. So from here, we're going to extend the heart forward. And then if you like, rounding through the back and dropping the head. So this is a really nice stretch for the hamstring. Our hamstrings often get really tight when we're under stress, or if we're doing a lot of repetitive motion. So just take a couple of breaths here. Keep the breath flowing. Good, take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then walk your hands forward, foot forward. Plant your palms, and we'll bring that right foot back. Feel free to take a cat-cow here, just unraveling in the spine. And then we'll come back to the tabletop and do the second side. So left leg back, little stretch here. Just waking up the hamstring, getting a little movement. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the left knee forward, step it to the front, low lunge, second side, walking the right knee back. Again, take whichever hand position is comfortable for you. You can draw your shoulder blades together on your back and just let your heart peek forward here. Feeling that stretch in the right hip flexor, and also feeling the compression in the left hip flexor. Good, take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then when you're ready, hamstring stretch, second side. Left toes go up toward the sky, find that length. Inhale, nice long spine, and then exhale, folding forward. So I find with our hamstrings, we do have a lot of differences side to side. So you can just kind of be curious about that. You don't have to judge it. It just is what it is. You can just breathe into it. Try to send a little loving kindness toward your hamstring. Good, take a full breath in. Full breath out. And then we're going to roll on forward, stepping the left knee back. And again, cat-cow, just to move and range the spine. And then from here, take whichever would feel better, downward dog or child's pose. So in the down dog, you can tuck your toes and lift your hips up toward the sky. This may feel really nice, a little inversion. You can walk your dog out, again, more hamstring stretches here. Or you can drop the knees, bring them wide, big toes come to touch. Child's pose, send the hips back, forehead down. So this is really nice because it's a little more gentle, but we're still getting a nice stretch for the hips. So wherever you are, take a couple of breaths. Good, one more breath in. One more breath out. And then inhale, rise back up, tabletop. And then we'll come back down to a seat. Okay, so from here, coming to sit down, we're gonna bring the legs wide for a seated open V. So this might be a pose where you want to elevate the hips a little bit. So if you've got tight hamstrings, tight low back, tight hips, or maybe if you're pregnant, all of those things could contribute to wanting to add a little cushion. So maybe just a pillow or a blanket or a rolled up towel. So you're gonna bring your legs wide, toes can come toward the sky. Hands can come by your sides to start and find some height here. So nice tall spine, just breathing here. Trying to feel rooted down through your sitting bones. Trying to get heavy through the quads. Now I find this a really challenging stretch for my body. So if this is where you're at, if you're with me and you're feeling a lot of sensation, sweet, let's chill here, friend. But if you find that this, you have a little bit more room, you're a little more open, you can start to walk the hands forward. And let the head kind of drop forward. Maybe you're flexible enough you can come down onto your forearms, or you grab a prop that, just taking a few breaths here. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Let's just take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then you can slowly walk your hands back. We're going to take the right foot and we're going to bend the knee and bring it in toward the left inner thigh. Nice. So from here, we'll find a nice tall spine. Just taking a couple of breaths. And then we're going to start to turn the torso toward the long leg. So you can shift a little bit if you need to. You can inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold forward. So hands could just fall wherever they fall. If you need a bend in the knee, take a bend in the knee. That's totally cool. Try to keep the left foot flexed so that you have your toes pointing toward the sky. And again, your shoulders slide down your back. Just taking a few breaths here. Good, just one more breath in. One more breath out. And then using your hands to roll yourself back up. And we're going to switch to the other side. So extending the right leg out long, bending the left knee this time. Taking a couple of breaths here with a nice tall spine. And then you can start to turn your heart toward your long leg. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, hinge forward. If your torso can come all the way down onto your leg, great. If not, that's also great. So just hang out with where you're at today. Give your sweet little legs a break here with a nice little stretch. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then walk your hands back. Coming back up, you can help that right foot to come in. And we're going to transition here onto our backs. I got some beautiful little poses left. So we're going to come down onto the floor. And from here, we're going to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee for a figure 4 stretch. Now this can be really restorative. It's a nice hip opener, pretty gentle. So lots of options. You could stay here with your left foot on the floor and the right knee moving away. Or you could grab a pillow or again that rolled up towel and just rest your left foot on that just to give you a little bit more intensity, but it's still supported. It's kind of like a yin version. Or you could reach behind your left leg, draw the left knee in toward you and let the right knee move away from you. So this is a little more intense, but it might feel really nice. It's a bit of a stretch for the outer right hip. Taking a couple of deep breaths here, just finding kind of these two contrasting actions. So the left leg is moving in, the right leg is moving away. So that's what's going to create the stretch. Just 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, you can release the left leg, let the right leg come down, and we'll just switch sides. So again, left ankle on top of the right knee, maybe right foot on the floor or on a prop, or you could reach in that space between your 2 legs and grab onto the back of the right thigh. Just really important to keep that left foot flexed here. So that's kind of what keeps the left knee protected. Just breathing here, feeling that kind of really nice hip stretch. This is another one where you might find a lot of asymmetry. One side feels really different than the other. So if that's the case, all good. One more breath in. And then gently release, both feet can come down. And maybe we'll just do a little knees to chest. You can roll side to side or draw little circles with your knees to give your low back a break. And then we'll take reclined butterfly here. So soles of the feet can come together, knees open wide. This is just a really relaxing posture. Great for reconnecting with your breath and slowing down at the end of a busy day. Also really nice for the hips. Now if this doesn't work for you, you can always bring the feet mat width apart and let them rest in toward the center. So that's a little modification if that suits you better. And if you're looking for a more supported version of this pose, you could grab pillows like couch cushions or whatever and just tuck them underneath your knees. And I find that is just super yummy. Could just hang out there for quite a while. So your hands could rest on your hip creases or maybe on your belly. Just noticing your breath. And just taking 2 more long inhales and exhales. Just thanking yourself for taking this time to slow down and just breathe. And then when you're ready, you can bring your knees together. Once again, it might feel really good to give them a little squeeze. And for our last little posture here, we're going to do one of my favorite things. So I'm going to ask you to move towards the wall. So find a spot. You can stay on your mat or come off your mat. And we're going to bring our legs up the wall. So this is a super yummy posture that just allows us to reverse the flow of gravity here, or the pull of gravity. So your legs can rest on the wall. You can bring your seat as close or as far away from the wall as you need in order to make this happen. And we're just going to hang here for several breaths. And if you like, you can pause the video and just hang out here for 5-10 minutes. It's so restorative. It feels amazing to just let the blood kind of return toward the center. This is amazing at the end of a long day, if you've been on your feet all day. If your feet are bloated, especially like if it's hot out, that's when I find this pose really is like a balm for the legs. And you can just notice how easy it is for your breath to slow here. This is another great pose if you're working with anxiety. It can be very calming. And as you stay here, you'll notice that maybe your feet start to get a little light, a little tingly, and that's okay. Feels really nice. So you can feel free to stay here as long as you need. Or if this doesn't work for you, you can bend your knees, roll to one side, and take a more conventional shavasana with the legs long. Either way, I hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your night, Take good care. Namaste.